Okay, just another question. Why are witches believing the hype? I see, when I talk about witches, I'm talking about some of these women that go on social media talking about their services. And don't get me wrong, some of them are real and some of them are fake. I do believe some of them are real because at the end of the day, they are still advertising themselves so they can get their coins, okay? Excuse me. So I do believe some of them really are initiated. Some of them do practice voodoo, hoodoo, and all that stuff. The YouTube is one of the biggest platforms to get your coins. So with that being said, why are so many people who are witches who can go beyond the veil? These witches who can go beyond the veil, who have all these spirits that's giving them information about other people. You know, when you book readings with them, they have these spirits that give them all this information. I know there's such thing as lying spirits and deceiving spirits. Because right now, it's really not a question. It's kind of, it's a rhetorical question, okay? So I don't necessarily need the answer. I'm just putting it out there. These are rhetorical questions. I really don't need the answer. I'm kind of being sarcastic. Okay. Why aren't they picking up on the fact that this George Floyd situation is a fake? Why aren't they picking up on the fact that this George Floyd situation is a psyop? Why aren't they picking up on that? That's all I have to say. Why aren't they picking up on that? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I mean, this thing supposedly happened this past Monday, but the truth has started being put out there since Wednesday or Thursday. The truth has started being put out there that this thing was fake by other folks. Okay? And sometimes these pro-black witches always want to get mad at the fact that some non-black people are not using their platforms to talk about this kind of stuff. I don't care if non-black people really talk about what's happening to these guys, because I want to hear them talking more about the outrage of what's happening to so-called black women. I'd rather hear them talk more about that. That's just me. Okay, that's just me. Because there's been a lot of focus on the black men. But I don't want to get into the black man, so-called black woman, because that's not what this is about. I'm trying to understand why these witches are still fooled at this point. Why are they still fooled to believe that that man actually died? It's not to say that he didn't, but I'm still not convinced that he even actually died. Okay, somebody else picked up on the fact that, you know, because they know the codes for the brotherhood, right? This is another YouTuber. She said she knows the codes for the brotherhood, and so the cop was saying bro, and he was calling him bro. And I know a lot of times people say bro all the time, but she recognized the codes for the brotherhood. And somebody else came under my comment section under the Divine Beingness channel, but I cannot remember what video it was, that she said both that cop and that guy, George Floyd, if that's his name, worked for the same security company, so they knew each other. See, they knew each other. That's what I'm saying. Hold on a second. All right, thank you. All right. Yeah, so they knew each other, okay? So my point is that, you know, people are all being, people are being toyed with. People are just being toyed with. But why aren't these witches getting it? And I'm gonna get to this right here, because you hear these same witches, and I'm not trying to. Okay, let me clear this up. I'm not criticizing no witches. I'm not criticizing no witches at all. I have nothing against people who call themselves a witch, because everybody don't call themselves a witch. Because a witch is kind of a new term under this particular system. Under patriarchy, people were called witches under the system of patriarchy. They weren't necessarily called witches before. So I want to make that clear, that I don't have a problem with a so-called witch. Let me make that clear. Okay. A lot under patriarchy, a lot of witches were burned at the stake and you know, killed because of patriarchy. It's a threat to the patriarchal system, and they want to strip women of their power. Okay, so I am certainly not against no witches at all. My point asking this question is, why aren't they seeing beyond the veil in this case? Why can't they see that this is a psyop? And when I say psyop, they know rituals are being done. They realize that. They realize, but they feel like, a lot of them feel like that man is really dead, and whether he is or not, I'm not convinced by what I seen on that video. I tell you that much. I'm not convinced. They never showed this man dying, and they never showed the part where the cop had to wrestle him down. Now, I know how this news plays, so they keep coming out with clips talking about new footage released. Every day they coming out with new footage released. I'm not buying it. They playing the game. They keeping you distracted. They did that with the Kanika Jenkins thing. They did that with her too. So, and I want to say this, those same women who are witches, they like to criticize people who are Christians or religious people. Now, I'm not religious at all. I'm not a Christian, but what I'm noticing is that they want to criticize Christians for their belief in Jesus Christ or their belief in Yahushua, so they might, criticize Hebrew Israelite women, or criticize people for their belief in whatever, right? But at the same time, why are they so fooled in this situation? Why are they so easily fooled? Why can't they see that this is a straight up psyop? Why can't they see that? But they want to criticize somebody else for their belief in Jesus. Now, I'm not into, like I said, I'm not no Christian either. I'm not into that. Okay, but my point is, how you gonna criticize another person for their beliefs, or another group of people for their beliefs, when you are one that is able to see beyond the veil? You actually talk to spirits, and you do personal readings and all these tarot cards. I'm not against tarot cards either, but I'm saying, you criticize somebody else for their belief in Jesus and call them asleep and all that stuff, but then you with all these tarot cards, you with all this doggone speaking to your spirits and spirit guides and all of your ancestors and your altars, okay, in the orishas, and you can't see that this is a doggone fake. That's my point that I'm making. It's not to criticize anybody for what they do. That is not what I'm doing. Okay? What I'm saying is that why can't they see that this is a psyop, but then got the nerve to criticize a Christian for believing in Jesus, but at the same time you're going crazy over this person that was supposed to be killed when you didn't even watch him die. He didn't even die. And then you never saw a clip of where he had to be wrestled to the ground. You never saw where it even escalated to that point. All you saw was a man laying on the ground next to this police SUV, another cop with his knee on him, not really on his neck. It was like between the top of his shoulder and his neck, where you really couldn't hurt him. Okay, you really couldn't hurt him. I saw what was happening. That cop knows how to put his knee properly on somebody to keep them from not being able to breathe. And the way I saw his knee position, it wasn't where he couldn't breathe. He knew to put his knee like kind of on the top of his shoulder, not all the way on his neck. I saw that. I paid attention to that. I paid attention to it. Okay? And but you have these witches who still have not balanced out their emotions. They saw that and just got into their feelings. And talking about the killings of our black men. This is what they say. That's not what I'm saying. Our black men. Okay? Lets me know that they're just as asleep as anybody else they want to claim is asleep. Okay? But for me, a lot of these, especially black witches, so-called black women witches, I think the reason why they can't see beyond the veil in this case is because they don't want to. And that's the next point I'm going to make. They don't want to see the truth. When they want to see the truth, they will get the truth because they already have the tools to get exactly what they want to know. Okay? They already have the tools. They cannot see the truth because they choose not to see the truth. They choose not to see the truth. They choose to be deceived. Those other people who they criticize, those Christians don't have the tools that these witches have to get to the truth. I mean, the Christians do have the true tools, but something else already have control of their heads. Okay? But these witches, if they really wanted the truth, they got so many tools to get to the bottom of it. They choose not to use the tools because they have selective outrage, just like anybody else. Just like anybody else, they have selective outrage. Okay? Because it's not the fact that they can't see that this thing is fake. It's not the fact that they can't see it. It's the fact that they don't want to see it. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how skilled they are in hoodoo, voodoo, or whatever it is that they practice. I don't care how skilled they are. At the end of the day, the black man still has control over their mind. It's just a fact. At the end of the day, the black man still has control over their mind. Okay? But with that being said, I will talk later.